Shwmai a chroeso I bencadlys Cymdeithas Pêl-droed Cymru yn Hensol, lle fyddwn ni'n ffindo mas pwy fydd yn wynebu pwy yn rownd gynderfynol Cwpan Cymru. Welcome to FAWHQ in Hensol, where we'll be finding out who will be facing who in the semi-final of the Welsh Cup. This historic trophy was last lifted in May of 2019, and we are now down to a final 4 teams after a stunning display over the weekend. But before we head over to the draw, let's remind ourselves of how the quarter-finals unfolded on a dramatic day on sgorio.
Davies, mae'n creu chydig bach o le, di'n mynd I hir, a mae mewn, ac yn sydyn, mae'r gêm di throi ar ei phen, Jeffries yn sgorio.
We're in it, aren't we? 4 teams left. We started off with hundreds of teams, or however many. We're down to 4, and you know, I'd fancy us to beat anybody. And for today's shows, anyone can beat us as well. So, just thrilled to be in the next round.
Pleisiad fil, yn cael ei hanner chlirio, Franklin! Nach I gol! Harry Franklin ar y ddoli o ddyn am llaff!
Yeah, I'm ecstatic, you know. I'm pleased for the players, the fans, the club, you know. The players have been first class since I've come in, and you know, the hard work showed there. And you know, we're in the hat.
Wonderful scenes there with the Colwyn Bay fans, and what a story they are turning into this season. We spoke to the chairman of Colwyn Bay, Neil Cyfley, before the match about his club and this season's cup run.
What does Welsh Cup mean to you?
At the beginning of the season, you always want a good league campaign, but the cup run is where it builds enthusiasm, some motivation for new fans, growing the community spirit, sponsorship, everything which is vitally important to the club. So it's massive, absolutely huge. We've had a few tough games. The Cardiff Met game here was a great experience for the club. Having the Sgorio live production went well, and unfortunately we're away this Saturday. But you know, we're taking 250, 300 there, so we're expecting a good strong following.
There were some celebrations in the last round.
There was.
It all got a little bit wild.
It did.
I think you were seen on social media.
Yeah, I had a little mishap. A few Morettis and a few things got taken out of control. Hangover the next day, which was quite deserved. But yeah, fully. I mean, if you can't enjoy the cut runs, then no point being here really. So yeah, it will be a little bit more subdued Saturday, whatever the outcome. But we'll try and get Saturday out of the way, and then anyone at home in the next round is absolutely fine. Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Anyone at home?
Anyone at home, always.
Well, unfortunately for Neil, I believe the semi-finals will be played at a neutral venue, and the draw will be taking place very shortly with Gwyn Hughes. And a little earlier, we caught up with the Welsh football legend to pick some of his favourite Welsh Cup final memories.
The Welsh Cup means an awful lot to me, I have to say, when I was being brought up in Colwyn Bay. And funnily enough, one of the first standout memories I have is of watching a Welsh Cup tie against Bala Town. I do have quite a good memory. It was 3-3, it went to extra time, and Colwyn Bay won 4-3. As a commentator, there's nothing better than being involved in a cup upset. It gives you that buzz, gives you that enthusiasm, something that's unexpected.
Birchin yn mynd am yr ergyd, Steve Williams yn erbyn, mae chi gyfle i Doria, mae'r Barry ar y blaen yn gwbl annisgwyl.
If you look at the two teams on that day, you know, players playing for Barry like Paul Wimbledon and Alan Curtis, you know, several players who played for Cardiff City, and I think Cardiff went into it as favourites. There was a decent crowd there, two local teams as well.
Thompson ar ergyd, mae chi gyfle rwan i Stant yn unig ymartel, mae o'n gwneud hynny. Phil Stant, 6 munud mewn i'r ail hanner. Tony Boyle, penniad mae'n mewn, ydy mae'n rhywun eto, David Huff, mae Barry nôl ar y blaen.
There was that rivalry and there was that feeling that, you know, Barry were the upstarts because Cardiff, always the big club, but for Barry to come out and win that day was, yeah, it was quite a special day. In the build-up to the game, it was seen as, you know, this was Barry going to win again. And we'd been up to Llansan Friday. I have to say, it's the first time I'd ever been, and they were training by a river, and so many balls went into the river. And then prior to training, the local street was shut off because they had to bring the cows from one field to another. So we sat just having a cup of coffee, waiting for this to happen before we could go and film. But there was no doubt in terms of the players they had and the preparation, that they were a good side.
The scene is set then for the 1996 Welsh Cup Final. Bala Town start as clear favourites as they attempt to achieve a league and cup double.
On the day, I have to say, in terms of commentary, it's one of the best, most exciting and unexpected games that I've ever commentated on. And I think myself and Ian Walsh were doing the commentary, and it needed that day, because obviously there weren't that many there.
Ball is run on towards Tommy Morgan. This is a fine chance. Ball just won't drop for him. He has! Comes Lloyd with a shot on it in. That's a fine shot, and that's a brilliant goal. Well struck by Gary Evans. Good cross looking for Pike. Off Gwyn on it all. What a terrible mix-up.
All the talk of, you know, the Welsh Cup not being the same competition because of the likes of the professional clubs in England not being in it. It needed a good final, but it was more than a good final. And in extra time, I think that the feeling was that Barry would win. But when it went to penalties, you know, the hero was Andy Mulliner in goal for Llansan Friday that day. And then, of course, on the back of that, not too long after, Llansan Friday became Total Network Solutions under Mike Harris. And who would have known that the nucleus of that team, that club, would become TNS, who are now the dominant force in Welsh domestic football. So there's a lot of ironies about that day. But the biggest thing is it was a fantastic game of football. By that period I was working at the FAW, and of course you're trying to put on the best final you can. It was held at the racecourse, two North Wales teams. And I think Bangor was seen as favourites, but you know, Prestatyn fans, Bangor fans made it a really good atmosphere. And they just brought something extra to the final. It was a superb game of football, really exciting game, could have gone either way. One standout memory, I think it was John Hill-Dunt in goal for Prestatyn. I can't remember whose header it was, but an absolutely fantastic save towards the end of the game. Unbelievable save, you know, world-class save. I think even, I think it was shown all over the following day in terms of, because it's such a good save. good day in terms of the event itself, good crowd, good atmosphere, exceptional game of football. I think it's a fantastic tournament. The trophy itself is fantastic. It's got a great history and tradition. That's what I would like, is just to make it that end of season event where it's a must go to event. This is the culmination of Welsh football's domestic season and you want to be part of it. We get good crowds, you know, therefore then build it up into a real final day of the season to celebrate domestic football in Wales. Hello, welcome to the FAW headquarters here at Hensol for the draw for the JD Welsh Cup semi-final. Croeso I ganolfan Cymdeithas Bêl-droed Cymru ar gyfer tynnu'r enwau allan o'r het ar gyfer rown gynderfynol Cwpan Cymru wedi noddi gan JD. A 4 tîm wrth gwrs yn y rown gynderfynol. We had a fantastic weekend of football in the quarter-final. The unexpected result, the shock without doubt, Colwyn Bay winning at Connah's Quay Nomads. The game of the round, Penybont coming back to beat FAWales, and then victories for Bala over Aberystwyth and TNS who beat Gilsfield. Let's proceed then with the draw. And the first team out of the hat will be Penybont. Penybont having a fantastic season under Rhys Griffiths in both League and Cup, and they will face Bala Town. So Penybont against Bala Town in the first semi-final. And the first name out of the hat for the next semi-final, the New Saints, who were still the holders of the trophy, having beaten Connah's Quay the last time the final was played, and that was at Cefn Druids. I think we know who they will be facing in the semi-final. The New Saints will face Colwyn Bay. So to the recap then, the semi-finals, Penybont will play Bala, and in the other semi-final, the New Saints TNS will play Colwyn Bay. The ties to be played at a neutral stadium on the weekend of March the 19th. Felly yn y rownd gynderfynol, mi fydd Penybont yn chwarae yn erbyn y Bala, ac yn y rownd gynderfynol arall, y Seintiau Newydd TNS yn chwarae yn erbyn Bai Colwyn. Y gemew chwarae ar feisydd niwtral ac ar benwythnos Mawrth y 4 ar 15. Diolch fawr iawn i chi. Thank you very much.